Hello, I'm Paul.
And I'm Scott.
And welcome to DC
I'm Proud.
Right, everyone, welcome back to the Superman Lives and Dies season. This is the fourth episode in the season. So far, we've tackled Superman and the Mole Men from 1951, Superman from 1978, and Superman Returns from 2006. Today, we're doing the first animated film in this little run, and it's Superman Doomsday from 2007. It's directed by Lauren Montgomery, Bruce Timm, and Brandon Vietti. It stars Adam Baldwin as Superman, Anne Hesh as Lois Lane, and James Masters as Lex Luthor. Spike's here. Our first Buffy? Is that our first Buffy crossover? Can't think of any others we've had.
I think so.
There's probably maybe a small,
I don't know.
Maybe a small little cameo here and there in a Buffy episode, but it's got a plot description of: when LexCorp accidentally unleash a murderous creature, Doomsday, Superman meets his greatest challenge as a champion, based on the Death of Superman storyline that appeared in DC Comics publications in the 1990s. Scotty boy, have you got any facts?
Sure have. There's not a lot.
Okay.
Because it's an animated film, obviously. Mm-hmm. So, however, when Superman returns Lois to her home, the terrace is exactly the same as Superman 1978. Even the flowers placed.
Oh, okay. That's very good.
Which I noticed, actually, when I watched it.
Yeah. And there's also a couple of little, throwbacks to that Superman.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
With her not being able to spell.
Yeah. Let's not go there, shall we? This I picked up on straight away, okay. And I don't know animation-wise why you would choose that. All of the characters have regular-looking eyes.
Yeah.
Apart from Superman, who has black specks for eyes, and I noticed that straight away. He just has little dots.
That's true.
When everyone else
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just threw me completely. I don't know why. And
I guess that's probably what the animated Superman looked like the animated series.
But he's I just don't get the choice.
It's true. When everyone else in the universe
looks has normal eyes.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
It's a very easy way of determining that Clark Kent and Superman are the same
exactly,
person.
Because Clark Kent has the same eyes. So, yeah, fine. And then Kevin Smith appears animated as himself with one line.
Mm-hmm. We saw him. We shouted him out when we watched it.
It really needed him to bust up the mechanical spider, right? Lame. This is a reference to the requirement made by producer John Peters that Kevin Smith include a giant spider in the film Superman Lives.
Yeah.
To be given the position of director. Mm-hmm. The project was cancelled in favour of, obviously, Superman Returns.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith wanted to use the same basic plot of Superman Doomsday for Superman Lives.
There we go. Hence why there was
the
spider in the Flash.
Yeah.
That was fighting.
Superman Lives was...
It was the
Nicolas Cage one, right?
Yeah, the Nicolas Cage one, yeah. It was part of the Michael Keaton universe. Which
we finally got to see.
Yeah.
In the Flash.
We did. Speak about that one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so you've never seen this before?
I have not seen this film, no.
I have seen it before. I might have even watched it a couple of times. It's been a while. But... when it came out, or...? No, it wouldn't be when it came out. It was... I bought it a long time ago on DVD.
Right.
And then...
Still got it?
During COVID, I did a run-through of all the DC animated films just because...
You had time on your hands.
I had some time on my hands, so I watched that, yeah. So let's just go into it, Scott.
I can't wait.
So... Should we just... I think the easiest way to tackle this for me, because in my notes, the way my notes transpired was I started just listing stuff about certain characters that I picked up until the Doomsday fight.
Right.
And then it was a whole thing about the Doomsday fight, and then afterwards just the plot.
Right. So we're in different sections.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you just want to start by just talking about your first impressions of the character when they
okay,
just their first appearances in the film?
Sure.
And but first of all, did you like the intro? We got the flying through space. It was like we're back to Superman.
I'm sensing a pattern.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily feel... I think because it doesn't have the Superman music, it didn't hit.
its own kind of Superman theme in this, doesn't it? Which I kind of like. It kind of plays at pivotal moments, and you recognise it from the intro. So I kind of liked it.
But I don't know if I did, because it's the first time watching. I don't know if I noticed.
Okay, right.
All the other times.
Yeah.
And I feel it just didn't feel like a Superman because the music was missing. But I guarantee that the budget probably didn't stand for the cost of what the music would be. So
I still appreciated the music though. I did like it. It still had that kind of military hope kind of the like the playing of the horn in the morning when people are waking up. I've got that kind of feel which I kind of liked. But yeah, we're flying through space.
We're flying through space. Yeah.
They like doing that.
They love doing that
in these set of films we're doing so far.
They do.
But the first character we come across, again like Superman Returns, is Lex Luthor.
He's Lex Luthor.
Right? And
Spike's
here. Shout out to the best Lex Luthor we've got in this run of films so far.
You know what? I don't because
who are you torn between? Are you thinking Superman Returns because you like it so much?
I am, but I'm also. It's just I agree with you on this one because I actually enjoy Lex Luthor in this.
There's no comedy about him. He is brutal. He's like horrible.
Really? No comedy? Come to me, daddy? Really?
Yeah, but it's
no comedy.
Yeah, that's just because
there's a lot of lines in this film that I've just
because he's actually the father though. He created him.
That's true. But he wasn't saying it to him though. He was saying it to actual. No, he wasn't. No, was he? You're right.
He was saying, because you are right. At that moment, you didn't know he was a clone.
Yes, that's true.
Right. So he's saying, "Come to daddy," because he's literally the son.
What was the? There was another line as well, and
He does say some funny lines in this.
Come to daddy, and then I think it was "I'm your daddy" or something like that. I'll get to it. Don't worry.
But I like the first...
Oh no, come to Papa.
Oh yeah, he says that. That's the next time he's about to beat him up in the bedroom again. Yeah.
Oh, that makes much more sense then. But I enjoy this Lex Luthor. I'm not going to lie, and I don't actually notice it's Spike either.
Neither do I. Only when I read the cast again, I was like, oh, he played Lex.
Yeah,
that's who he played. That's when I realised. But I like the narration he does at the beginning. It's a nice way to set it off when he's like, there comes a time when even
gods must die.
Yeah, that even gods must die. And that last line he does as well. What's the last line he says? It would seem you can't be destroyed.
Yeah.
It would seem.
I
like that. He just has this like kind of darkness like...
Yeah, and I think this is the first time you've seen Lex masculine and
actually fighting Superman, which is great. And he's just like... He's very, very clever.
Yes.
When he's staring out the window, he's like, "Oh, I just thought about I've got a cure for spina bifida," and it's like, but this releases this medication, but make it last years so it costs so much money for people. Yeah. And it's like, this guy is fucking mean, man. He's so cruel.
He's minted.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And this is the Lex Luthor I like because you kind of get the idea. He's part of this rich company. We haven't got that yet.
No.
Like the Superman Returns one was still that kind of I'm just hiding away, screwing away on a boat. It's like I'm not part of this massive corporation. I had to have
sex with an old woman to get this crap.
Yes. It's like, who are you? What are you doing? And the Gene Hackman, I don't know what he was doing, living in an underground station and stuff like that. But we get the high and mighty position that Lex we imagine Lex should be in. And the reason why he's raised so high up, this is why he hates Superman so much, because he wants to be the all-powerful man, but he never can be, kind of thing. And I like that. It's good. He's got this plan going on. He's digging to very deep down.
2 miles.
There's 2 miles down.
I don't know what it is with these villains that think like
so
the
deep.
Core of the Earth is so deep.
And what's the thing they say?
Oh my god, it's the rectum thing.
Yes. Because where did I write that down?
To put this in context, people, me and Paul watched this together.
Yes.
And every time someone said something that I thought a little bit funny, or just the innuendos was just so big.
So many innuendos in this.
I literally just glanced at Paul and we just laughed so much. It was just
inserted diode in Satan's rectum.
Yeah,
it's one of the workers that are digging down.
Yeah,
and it's
before they release Doomsday.
Yeah.
Although I did laugh because there's clearly a camera set up on the ship where Doomsday is, and then everyone's panicking and running because Doomsday's killing everyone.
Yeah.
But somehow the camera is moving to wherever Doomsday is. And I'm like, is someone just filming
Maybe
this?
it's a body cam. It's a body cam on someone looking where Doomsday is. Who knows? But the ship is before Christ deep.
Christ deep. I mean, that alone is like one of the best lines. Like that's one of the first time I looked at Paul like, wow. Before Christ deep. I'm going to use that all the time.
So he has this fake mission trying to find an energy source, and I don't know whether they just kind of stumbled across this. I don't know whether it's part of the mission, but yeah, they came across this spaceship, and it's Project Apple Core and Doomsday release. Speak more about Doomsday in a minute.
Yep.
We head over to the Daily Planet, and we get Lois Lane.
Yes.
Love her. What do you think? You're not sure? I know what you kept saying while we were watching this.
I'm not a fan of her dressing provocatively because I don't think that's what Lois Lane is about.
Okay.
With her short skirts and vest tops.
Yep.
I think she's more professional than that.
Right.
However, I think Anne Hesh was a great choice for Lois Lane's voice because I'm a massive fan of Anne Hesh.
Yeah.
I know what he did last summer. She's in a film with Sandra Oh where they just beat the shit out of each other. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called, but it's so good. But I think I enjoyed this Lois. I think she is a little bit what's the word? I think she's a little bit delicate and a little bit.
Do you feel she was delicate?
Well, I mean, she's only been with Superman 6 months and she's desperate to know like everything. Like calm down, woman. Just calm down.
Honestly, I quite like the relationship between them.
No, I don't mind. I thought she's just a bit. Maybe delicate's not the right. Desperate, probably.
Desperate.
Yeah.
Needy.
Like, so needy. Yeah. It's only been 6 months.
She really wants to know his real name.
Well, just. I mean, this is the thing.
If I was going around calling myself Superman, you'd be like, "Come on, it's time you can reveal your true identity."
I'll call you Superman if you want me to call you Superman. That's fine. But especially because Superman is so hench in this, so is Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And Clark Kent in this is massive. Yeah. Like huge. Yeah. Everyone is stupid.
Listen, I got the impression in this that Lois knew all along. Right, and I was confused with that.
She
wanted him to tell her.
Because, right.
There is a moment at the funeral where she's like, oh shit, Martha's here.
Yes.
Right? But I felt
she knew before that.
Yeah, because when the first time you see Clark and Lois interact, Clark's like, I'm going to Afghanistan, see you later. And Lois like kind of dismissive. Yeah. And as he walks away, she kind of glances over her shoulder as if like, I know who you are. Yeah. Like, don't act like you're going to Afghanistan.
I'm going to Afghanistan.
Yeah. But I like this Lois, right?
Yeah.
She's feisty.
She is feisty.
This is better than Superman Returns Lois.
I agree.
Right? There's more of a defined character about her. Not listening to Perry, doing what she wants. This is the kind of Lois wants. She's driven to do exactly what she wants. She's not going to listen to anyone. She's not downtrodden by anyone. And she's very independent. And also, like, she doesn't give a shit about Clark. But I think that kind of leads into the fact that she knows.
Right, okay.
I feel like deep down there, she does know that
she's just waiting for confirmation.
She's been sleeping with this man. She must know Clark Kent is the same person, right? She just wants him to basically say it out loud.
It's amazing what a pair of glasses can do for someone.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, like the whole things of like her going to fly the helicopter, she's like, oh, I've done this since I was little. Just like...
This is the same thing. I feel like Lois Lane puts herself in these positions because she knows Superman will save her.
Yeah, right, yeah. She almost has that kind of cushion
like
to always fall back
there's
on.
Like no fear because she knows she'll always be caught. So I kind of like that aspect of it, but obviously the inevitable happens.
Yeah.
But I hate, my pet hate in films is when a character goes, like live action, animation, whatever, a character goes to do something that they've never done before, like fly a plane, and they go, oh, I did this as a kid.
Yeah.
It really,
you don't like that?
No, because I feel like it's just something to add, just so it'll work.
See, but her, in the history of the character, her father is in a very high up in the military. So he would have been flying helicopters and stuff, so probably
it would earlier, be true. So we know, so it's cemented there.
It's part of the history, mate.
It's like, it happens in Terminator 3. Like, oh my God, there's a plane. I know how to fly that because I flew it with my dad. I'm like...
You don't like the exposition. You want her to just fly it.
Yeah, just fly
Is
it.
Is it because of the line happened, not because she flew the helicopter?
It's because the line happened.
Yeah.
I would have believed it without the line.
Right, yeah. It's because almost like we need to explain why this person knows how to fly. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because surely, like, Jimmy would know.
Yeah, why do you need to tell him?
They've worked together for a long time.
Yeah.
They must have been in a helicopter together.
Exactly.
I get that, yeah.
Sorry, little rant there.
That's
Sorry.
fine. What do you think of Clark in this? He's just a nice guy.
Yeah. He's not in it much.
He's not in it much, but I don't think he needs to be.
No. It's finally, it's a Superman film that's not about Clark Kent, really.
It's just a backdrop just to show that he's not revealing himself to Lois.
He's off to Afghanistan. So.
Yeah, basically.
He's going to fight the war.
Yeah. And so this brings those two characters together. He's gone to Afghanistan, but he's not really.
No.
He's gone to the Fortress of Solitude to spend a lovely weekend with Lois.
With Lois.
I imagine. But before that, he has the...
She's walking around in a towel in this ice,
yes. They must have some kind of
zero temperatures
heating system, because I guess it's not actually ice in there. It's actually like crystals.
It don't look warm though.
No, it doesn't look warm. But I think it's because of the crystals.
And then they've got matching robes.
Lovely, love it. Superman's trying to find a cure for cancer.
Why do I feel like they were made of silk as well?
I know. I feel like they're silk.
Yes, he's trying to cure cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, silk gowns. Yeah.
Silk gowns.
I like this idea that he can do as much as he wants, but he can't like do something that's killing people every day.
Yeah.
Like he can't solve that thing. So that's quite nice. He wants to do more. Mm-hmm. Lois is banging Superman.
Lois is banging Superman. That super sperm.
Yes, that super sperm. She loves it. I wouldn't use heat vision. I'd use X-ray. It's like, we've seen this before. Looking through those panties. At the panties, sorry, not through the panties.
I don't think she's wearing any, so I wouldn't worry about that.
No. And also like the fact that so she's trying to get this out of him that he's not being open enough.
Yep.
And talking about how she's speaking about how Clark's going to Afghanistan, and Superman's like, oh, I'm bulletproof. I can never go to Afghanistan. Like he's the real hero kind of thing. He's trying to big up himself. I kind of like that. But it's nice.
Clark's a dweeb.
I like the kind of the backdrop of this relationship between the two of them, and they almost have unfinished business against what's about to happen to him. And this is the big thing that he needs to kind of push him to realise, I need to open up a bit more. So, Doomsday's unleashed.
Doomsday.
Right. You like the look of Doomsday with his flowing locks?
His flowing locks and his bright eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, sexy. Why not?
Fucking brutal, mate.
It's brutal.
Just breaking people's necks, snaps
literally
a stag's head.
And then just destroys everything he comes into path with. Like, I'll just crash this fuel truck. There's no point. I'll just...
It's just anything he sees. Yeah. It's like, I need to kill. He's just... I think they kind of brushed over it a bit, but that he was created just as a killing machine and non-stop, and no one could ever stop him.
No one could stop him, so they had to...
Bury him.
Bury him, yeah.
Christ deep.
Before Christ deep.
Before Christ deep.
Honestly, I'm going to say that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what context I'm going to say it, but...
I was before Christ deep.
Before Christ deep, I was. That just... Yeah. Ignore me. Just carry on.
Doomsday's out here killing dogs.
Killing dogs.
Just killed a dog.
He did.
Straight up. We're going there straight in this Superman film. Kill a dog.
Kill a dog.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to kill that girl. That little girl.
The little girl, yeah. Down the line, yeah. Absolutely. I thought it was going to happen. Add in the stakes. See?
Yep. True.
He's killing animals left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Might as well kill a little girl too.
Exactly. Why not?
Super strong.
Super strong.
Punching
super
rockets.
destructive.
Yeah.
Punching buildings just collapsing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in this, it's kind of like the destruction in Man of Steel. Like, so because obviously this film is in kind of like there's like two main fight scenes. I don't know if after both of those fight scenes there's any Metropolis left.
I know. Especially when he comes down like a comet.
Yeah. And I think the only building that's left is LexCorp.
Yeah, of course.
Because
don't touch the only building that's got a supervillain in
it
it.
seems fine, but everything else is just like there's obviously he is a killer machine because there's no thought, there's no care, there's no. But I enjoyed him smashing on place.
Absolutely, and all the army come after him, and I got a little goosebumpy when Superman appeared.
Interesting.
I just like he's coming.
Yes,
but
obviously,
that they do those same thing of like when Superman goes past the plane window.
Yeah,
when it's like you see this vision of him like, and he's like, oh my god, he's here.
Yeah,
he's here, and everyone's just like they see him fly through the sky, and it's just like a brief shot, and it's like, yes, he's here to save the day.
To save the day.
Exciting. And I love the fight they have. It's like brutal.
It is brutal.
He tries everything he can. He tries to freeze him. He tries to punch him as hard as he can.
Yeah,
heat vision. Nothing's stopping him.
No, Superman takes a beating. Yeah, and I think that gets to the point where Superman's so weak that's when I thought he was going to kill the little girl because Superman couldn't get there in time.
Couldn't stop.
But alas, the little girl lives.
So when you saw Doomsday, were you thinking, okay, I kind of know what's going to happen because this happened, Batman vs Superman?
Yes.
Yeah. And it is kind of like the Superman Zod fight because it's like they're just destroying the whole city.
Yeah, with no inkling for anyone around them.
Yeah. I mean, but what could he do, Superman, at this point, right? And which kind of makes sense why they go
Man of Steel to the end of your life.
Well, when someone's trying to kill you, destroy things, it's like, what can you do? You can't be like, can we just go over here?
This building's full of people. We'll
Hence
just
why they
this one.
direct Doomsday to like an unpopulated island.
Yes, I know.
Superman. Anyway, it's just this. I love this unrelenting fight between them. Like Doomsday just stomping on him, like the whole punch in the stomach and the blood
when he's
coming
holding
out.
his head.
Yeah,
that was Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and Lois is just looking on, and the blood just splatters on her face.
Across the face.
It's like, that is brilliant.
That is brutal.
That is brilliant. Love it.
Brutal.
The whole thing of like Superman grabbing Doomsday by the jaw, his teeth, and like throwing him. It's all very visceral, like getting in their mouths.
There's a lot of that in this. There is a lot of that.
And I love it. It's very good.
I actually did say in my notes, I've never seen Superman take such a pounding. Oh my God, that was one of the lines, wasn't it?
Jimmy says it. Jimmy says it. Yeah.
And that's when I looked at you.
Yes. That was another one of those innuendos.
Wow.
And
if only we had that in Superman Returns, I would have been all right.
Would have gone up a star.
Yeah.
And you also get this feeling of like it's just a dog going after a bone because they crash down to a train station at some point, and then Doomsday just sees the flashing lights of the train. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm going to go destroy that train."
Seen something shiny. Let's go.
Exactly.
Squirrel.
I like that. He's like he's not really focused on anything. He's just like whatever's moving.
I feel like that is part of the whole killing machine is the fact that he's not actually there to fight Superman. He's just there to destroy whatever he can find.
Whatever's in his path.
Superman's in his path. That's why he's in the way.
Exactly.
The train comes.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah, exactly. But I do like that moment of when Superman first appears, and you could see that he's some kind of match for Doomsday, and Doomsday like tilts his head a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like, this is new.
Yeah. What is this?
No one's ever been able to stop me. So I like that. And the whole while Martha's watching.
Yeah.
She's on TV as well. I like these two very important people who kind of really know the truth about who this man really is. And
but also
they
can't do anything.
Yeah, they can't do anything.
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful. And the little girl thing happens. And Superman, the only thing he knows he can do, is basically comet him into the ground, as we said, which destroys so much of the city. It must have killed a lot of people. Must have done. Yeah.
I mean, if they were already dead by half the buildings that have been smashed down already.
A lot of people died in this altercation. But all you see, the smoke clears, and it's the stick with the cape on. I love that visual.
Yeah. That is a good, strong visual, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, just Superman's cape.
Which
dies in Lois's arms.
Dies in Lois's arms. That was really sad. And Martha's watching TV at home.
Yeah.
And I feel like Martha, and I feel like this in most reincarnations of Superman and stuff like that. Martha, she's one of the people that is mourning the loss of two people.
Yeah.
Like
she almost has to lie as well.
This savior, but also her son.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And it's a mother's love, isn't it? At the end of the day. So,
and I like as well the line just before he has to go off to Doomsday, and she's like, "Don't," and it's like, "It's why I'm here."
Yeah,
this is all I'm here to do.
That's explanation done.
Yeah, I like that. It's cute.
Like I'm not. It's not just about being here for you, and I was actually. This was my job before I even met you. Kind of like.
And literally, his final lines is, "Everyone's safe."
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yes,
and it's like.
And then,
we love you, Superman.
We love you, Superman, and then you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
And then
even Luthor's shocked.
Luthor is absolutely mortified.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do it himself.
Yeah.
Even though he's the one that set Doomsday free.
Yeah.
And I still love the fact that no one can make the connection between Superman and Clark Kent both being dead. He just doesn't understand at all.
They just do that in Justice League as well, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like, he just returns.
He just returns. Where have you been? Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's Afghanistan. Fine. Been there the whole time. We have this massive funeral. It's quite nice. It's like the whole world pretty much mourning this saviour for all of them. And even Lex he's delivering flowers.
Yes. What is Lex doing here?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Lex, like, mourning the loss of Superman and, like, it's a kind of, like, love-hate kind of thing. Reminds me of Lego Batman with the Joker and Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I hate you more than anyone else. It's that kind of, like, you need to be here because I don't exist without you.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he misses.
Yeah.
And it happens in, like, Megamind and stuff like that, where the villain wins. And it's like, oh, hang on a minute. What's going on now?
Yeah. And I thought they were going to go in a direction with this because I couldn't quite remember what the whole Luthor angle was in this film. But in some stories, and it feels like it was going that way in this one, but how he's like donating to the police to keep the crime rates down. And like in some storylines,
10 million as well.
Yeah. In some storylines, Luthor's like Superman was a thing that was making him evil.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that angle they do in some stories. It obviously didn't happen in this because he's still brutal as fuck, just killing the only person who knew about the plan all along, shooting her in the face. But
that was harsh.
Very harsh. That
was quite dark as well. That was I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was the window flash, and you see her fly in the air,
just like the silhouette,
because it's literally like a blunt force.
Yeah,
shot.
It's nice. I enjoy Lois going to visit Martha, like these two people and her.
The speech was very, very real,
and her like literally bawling her eyes out in front of Martha, and it's these two people, the only two people who
understand,
who truly know. It's like the whole world is mourning him, but
they don't know him.
They don't really know him. They're mourning the idea of him.
I mean, he's been inside Lois, so
been inside. Oh
no, he hasn't.
Been inside Martha. That'd be weird.
I knew you were going to say that.
He was never inside Martha.
I knew you were going to say that. That was so
slip
funny.
Of the tongue.
A slip of the tongue. She didn't give birth to him, so it doesn't really count.
I hope he hasn't been inside her.
But I that whole scene with, but I think that's credit to Anne Hesh.
Yeah, it's all in the acting.
Yeah. And like, I think people think voice acting is easy, but I think if it's done properly and done well by an actor that's got that kind of range, then it can really hit.
I think it's a very beautiful moment.
R.I.P. Anne Hesh.
Is she dead?
Yes.
Oh, didn't know that.
I think she had a accident, but I think it was her fault. I think she was under the influence and stuff like that. I don't think she went out in a good way. So.
Oh shit! Okay.
Which is a shame, really. But
downer on this podcast.
Sorry. I mean, we've gone from being inside Martha to R.I.P. Anne Hesh. So,
but I think it's a really beautiful moment. Just like they both can't speak to anyone.
No.
No one knew that Lois had although people speculated, no one knew that Lois had this like deep relationship with Superman.
And also, I liked Martha's standoffish start because it's like I don't know you. I'm not just gonna
reveal all my secrets.
Everything out to you. Yeah, exactly.
She just has to pretend that she's still waiting for Clark to come home, which is
because obviously there's a picture on Clark's desk of her. So
yeah, it's a lovely moment.
It is. I agree.
And the effects have reverberated through to the Daily Planet as well. Like Jimmy leaves.
Yep.
It's Superman. It was almost like the anchor that was keeping everyone in this kind of state we all know.
He goes to that like glossy magazine, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Where he's just following celebrities around.
Yeah.
I thought I had the name of the guy, Dwayne.
What, the guy who plays Jimmy?
No, the one who comes to him for a job.
Oh yeah.
Because I thought it was like a chat-up line or something.
Yeah.
I was like, here's
It
my
felt
card.
like it was going to be like a big character.
Yeah,
the way
and
they
I
introduced
thought
him.
like some kind of like evil like villain
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that. But no, just
No.
just a creepy reporter.
Just a smarmy guy
Yeah.
who likes taking pictures of celebrities. So yeah, Jimmy leaves. Perry's drinking. And it's like-
drinking.
It just shows like the reverberations. This affects everyone,
Yeah.
and no more than Lois and
Indeed.
Martha. But suddenly, this big thing happens, and Toyman, this
Don't.
paedophile, must be a paedophile.
So, I mean, what? It's when Lois has saved the kids and they've run off, and he sees them running off. He goes, "My play dates." I'm like, "You're a grown man. Like, you should not be saying that."
Dressed like he's from the Cure.
Yeah, I struggled with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
But I like this idea that Lois, as you
Still,
said, she still jumps into danger.
yeah,
She knows she doesn't have Superman to save her this time, and she's still doing it.
Yeah,
which
so-
shows like she's this driven, independent. Like, I'm doing this for my
Yeah.
own kind of.
I get that.
Yeah,
You can see the contrast why at the beginning she just throws herself because she
Yeah.
knows someone's always there to catch her.
Absolutely.
And I think like Superman dying and her being alone makes her stronger. And
Yeah.
she's like, you know what? I've still got things to do. I can still help people. I can still change things.
absolutely.
However, that baby on the bus creeped me out. You know what? It reminded me of the baby in Toy Story 3.
Yes, yes. Hello, little guy. She comes out with on the spider legs.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking?
No,
Toy Story 3.
3.
Oh, sorry, Toy Story 3. Yeah, yeah.
The, like the bodyguard baby.
Yeah. He's creepy with one eye, lazy eye.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was really creepy.
Yeah, that was a good moment. And then Superman comes back,
He does.
right? And at this time, when I was watching it, I was like, has he just come back now? I couldn't really quite remember
Yeah,
if it was actually him.
And I remember until later on, I was like, "You've come back and you've not gone to see your mother."
Yeah,
I was like, and then obviously
yeah. But it's good because it like pulls the wool over your eyes.
it did completely,
making
absolutely.
You think, it almost makes you think like, oh well, it was pointless him dying then.
Yeah,
It's
I was like, "What? Just come back like
so quickly, as
17
well.
days later."
Yeah, yeah. Which is a nice little thing. And then going to when you finally realise when he goes to visit Luthor and he's beating him up in that red room.
Yep. Red room.
Groyd the Kryptonite gloves, and it's like red and green colours of Christmas. He's like beating him up. It's great. Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
And when you realise it's not Superman, it's a clone.
It's his daddy.
Yeah. He's a Superman that just has this kind of air of Luthor about him.
Yeah.
He has these Luthor tendencies. He's not all about hope and love like Clark is.
No,
There's
because
something about him that's different.
when we saw the kind of like rehash of 1978 where he rescues the cat out of the tree.
Oh yeah.
That was really menacing. I was like,
What are you
when he was
gonna
like,
do?
I thought he was going to kill that old woman. I was like, or punch her or something. I was like, Jesus Christ.
What are you
He
gonna
went
do
from
to
like a
this
really
girl?
sweet thing to do to really something quite terrifying. And I was like, okay.
And even like when the policeman's like, son of a and he's like, watch the language. It's
watch
like,
the
what are you going to do? It's like this fascist new Superman. Everything's got to be done by his way.
His
or
way
no way.
or no way. Are you going to stop me? No.
And even like when there's clearly this like control from Luthor over this Superman.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, but then he goes into that salon and does that brain surgery on
Yeah.
himself. That's quite a cool moment.
It is a cool moment, but I'm sure you could find a mirror somewhere else. You don't have to terrorise all these women that are just trying to have their hair cut.
It's like people are just fainting. A lot of fainting people in
fainting
Superman
people,
films.
yeah,
People
definitely.
love fainting. But Superman's disappeared. The real Superman's disappeared from Lex Luthor's hideout.
He has.
I wonder where he's gone.
It's a fortress of solitude.
Fortress of Solitude. He's been re-healed.
Rehealed.
By there was like a faint heartbeat, like the end of Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
The leaves suddenly rising off the coffin.
Yep.
There's a little bit of
Do you know what?
resonance from Superman.
Because obviously I watched that last week. And
Yeah.
That's made me... I know we want to talk about that film at some point, but
Yeah.
I just forgot how good it is.
I know. One day.
Wonder
One day
Woman.
we're gonna be
Wonder
talking about
Woman.
this. Wonder Woman soon. So all this time, Lois knows something's wrong. As you say, he's not going to visit Martha.
No.
He doesn't realise there's a relationship between the two of them because it's the state of mind. It's everything that Luthor knew about Superman himself.
Which is not a lot.
No, is what he's put into this Superman clone or taught this Superman clone. So Lois is very suspicious. She knows this is definitely not the Clark or Superman. She knows, so she's doing her investigating with Jimmy eventually helping.
Dressing like he's from Miami Vice or something.
This is the new life he's got
New
into.
life, yeah.
And she eventually goes to visit Lex, and this is where we get this is why you said to me, you're a bit slutty, Lois.
Oh, that's because...
It works for this scene.
No, I know it works for this scene because but again, because I didn't know where it was going. But again, like, he puts his hand on her knee.
I know, pervy.
And I'm like...
And she's kissing him.
I was like, you little bitch. But then it was all a ruse.
Yes,
so I was like, fine.
Injects him in the neck.
I'll allow that.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then we get this scene with the clone comes in and kills all the
other
embryo Supermans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was quite...
Yeah.
Like, he literally in half of them.
All the bodies are like just on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
naked Supermans everywhere.
I know, no private parts. They're all blank. Maybe
blank.
Lex didn't put that in.
No, maybe.
Maybe it was not supposed to have private parts, but you definitely didn't see them.
Maybe it's because he doesn't want to unproportionalise himself because he's not seen it himself. So he's like, I don't want to make him too big or too small.
I want it to be just right.
I want it to be just right. It's got to be a proper clone.
And then eventually Superman just picks it. They eventually go back to the Red Room, and Superman just picks up Lex Luthor in the box and throws him.
Yeah.
It's like, you are just like milkshake. Just smashed to bits in that box. He's not, though. He only looks like he's got a broken arm and leg, so he's fine. This Luthor's strong.
This Luthor is strong.
Superman, he's training up. He's getting buffeting.
He's got long hair.
He's got long hair. He's got the mullet. Hair. He's got the mullet. He's got a big mullet.
He's got a mullet. He's only been dead 17 days. I didn't realise the hair grew that quickly.
I'm sure it's not 17 days, isn't it?
That's what they said. You've been gone 17 days.
No, but was it 17 days once the clone appeared?
I'm sure. I can't remember.
Crime rates. Can't say crime rates have gone up and it's been a day.
No. I like when he speaks to Superman when he's back. He says, "Yeah, 17 days you've been gone."
Okay, but then how long does he train him for?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Because his hair's short when he gets
Is
in.
it?
Yeah, and then it ends up being long. So I think it's a very long process.
Right, fine.
Of him training for him to his hair to go long. But I love long hair Superman.
With a black suit,
his black
it's very
suit,
sexy.
as we spoke about, his solar suits.
It's solar suit. It's very sexy.
As we said, it like brings more sun in.
Because
it's black and it's a solar suit.
Couldn't ask for anything better because that's what Superman needs.
Yes,
so.
exactly what he needs. And we finally get this massive battle between clone Superman and the real Superman. Great battle. And the plan doesn't go as it should because he has a kryptonite gun. I love Superman with a gun.
Yeah.
It's got a cool little look. Doesn't get him though. He smashed out his hand and they have this massive battle. And clearly, he's not as strong as the clone Superman, which is nice to see.
But smarter.
He's definitely smarter. He's got that Luthor brain in him.
He can't think for himself.
No. But it's a great little fight. It eventually comes that Lois once again saving the day. With her
she got the kryptonite gun.
Yeah.
Her and Jimmy.
I like seeing her this strong, very independent Lois. It's nice. And you know what? You have all my strengths and my weaknesses. Bam! Kryptonite gun. And then that's it.
Yeah, done. Finished.
Done. Don't use doing anything else. Credits. And we get that line again. It's why I'm here.
It's why I'm here.
Which is nice. And but also I love that ending where what does he say?
Who? Lex?
No, you get the moment in with Superman and Lois at the end, and
is that when she pushes him against the wall?
Because she can't spell.
She can't spell resurrection.
She can't spell resurrection. And then
I'm sure she could spell erection.
Superman,
resurrection.
Superman helps, and then he said, "I did win spelling bee in Smallville." And it's like, that's a nice reveal.
You've told her.
Yeah.
You've told her the hint.
Finally, Finally,
Still not told the name.
No.
Out loud.
I'm not going to say the name, but I'm in Smallville somewhere.
Smallville.
Can you guess who I am? Don't forget to call your mother.
Yeah.
One of the last
Exactly.
lines, which is lovely.
This is exactly what I would have said.
It's a nice little tongue-in-cheek moment. I really enjoy the relationship between Superman and Lois in this.
Okay.
And I think it even choked me up a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah. Just seeing their relationship and that whole spelling bee thing.
Yeah.
And I feel it was really nice.
Bless you.
A nice way to end it.
Bless you.
And I personally think this film's great.
Okay. Which means I already know where you're going to score it.
Because it rhymes.
Because you've told me that word.
Because it rhymes.
I think we all know what it is now.
What do you think? What do you think of this film?
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say... it had elements that I really, really enjoyed. And I enjoyed seeing a dark Superman, as in a bad Superman. Because obviously, it's not something we really see anymore. Like, there's no live action films that really do that. But then you've got obviously your films like Brightburn.
Yeah. I still haven't seen that.
It's worth it, I think. So it was really good to see. Strong character voices and stuff like that. So I did enjoy it. I did.
How much?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's spectacular.
Yeah.
So I am going to give it a 7.
Yeah, standard. That's good.
And you're going to give it an 8.
I'm giving it an 8 because I think this is very, very solid.
I know Paul very well, people.
Superman. Yeah. And it is like a massive pivotal story moment in like Superman history, the death of Superman, especially like with Doomsday. And I love that.
There are aspects of the comic that I saw in this, like reigns true.
Yeah.
I think, to say it's called Doomsday, he's not in it a lot.
It's true.
I know he's only in it for a particular reason.
Yeah.
So I think they could have. I don't know.
It's like a double meaning, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's Doomsday, but it's the Doomsday of Superman.
The death of.
And as well as that, of it being like a solid entry in like Superman history, I just think the character works great with the actors portraying them, and I feel the chemistry between the characters as well, especially Superman and Lois. And Lois is great, and I just think it's such a solid one for me, and I really enjoy it. And it's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
yes.
I'll give you that. Yeah. And I just think the voice work is so good. Who's Martha?
Martha's Superman's mum.
I know that. And Batman's mum.
Susie Kurtz.
And Batman's mum. Susie Kurtz. I don't even know who that is.
We showed her a picture of it last time.
Yes. From...
she's in Pushing Daisies.
That's not... Cruel Intentions.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah.
She's
spoke about it last
the
time.
therapist at the beginning.
Yeah. And also Ray Wise is Perry White.
Ray Wise? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's a bloody solid animated addition to DC.
It is a good film.
And yes, a very solid 8 for me, and is it a solid 7 for you?
A solid 7.
A solid 7 for you. So it gets the 7.5. Should we see what it's contending with?
Go for it.
Okay, so this is interesting because I forgot that last week we also gave that 7.5, which means we also gave a 7.5 to Batman the movie from 66.
I enjoyed this more than Batman 66.
Okay. We got to start at the bottom. Superman Returns. So we have to start from the bottom because we have to work our way up.
Okay, fine.
So Superman Returns is clearly not as good as Superman Returns for you, but it's better than Superman Returns for me. So, but we know from Letterboxd it's most likely going to go above it.
And I can't remember what Superman Returns was. I think it was 2.8, I think.
2 point something, yeah. So for context, Superman Doomsday is on a 3.1.
Oh, well, that wins.
Yeah. And Superman Returns is on a 2.6. So instantly, that means that Superman Doomsday goes above this. So are we putting above Batman the movie because you think this is better than Batman movie?
Yes.
And I think it's better than Batman the movie. So it's the top of the 7.5.
Fabulous.
So it's our new 5th place film.
Nice. Out of 10 now, isn't it?
Out of 10 films. So just for context, we got at number 10, Superman and the Mole Men. At number 9, Batman Year One. At number 8, Batman Master of the Phantasm. At number 7, Superman Returns. At number 6, Batman the Movie. At number 5, this film, Superman Doomsday. At number 4, we have Batman from 89. At number 3, we got Superman from 1978. At number 2, we got The Batman, the recent one. And number 1,
fuming on you,
Batman Begins. I'm not fuming. I'll give both of those films a 10 out of 10. I can't deny that. It's good. And that's it.
That's it. What are we doing next?
Next, we've got our next animated feature.
Hey, it's another one I haven't seen.
It's another one you haven't seen, but it is All-Star Superman from 2011.
2011.
So there's a bit of a gap between these two animated films.
That's 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Same year as Scream 4. Woohoo!
So that'll be an interesting one. Another one I've seen, which you haven't seen.
But recently?
It would have been during COVID again.
Okay, fine.
When I did my rewatch of them all.
I don't want to know your history now.
So that's all very exciting, and that is.
We can't wait.
Superman Doomsday. We hope you enjoyed that, everyone, and
see you next time.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.